What's up, Hoers? It's Will and Willpower Astrology, and today we're going to be talking about Mercury retrograde in Libra. So it's that very special time of the year. Again, this happens about 3 times a year, and it's that you know everything's about to be fucked up. So just get into it, and just once you just kind of realize that everything's gonna be a problem, then it's just much easier to deal with. So, anyways, so really quick, the recap of Mercury retrograde. So, for those of us in the northern hemisphere, if we're looking to the south, we're going to see everything play out from the eastern horizon to the western horizon. So it's going to read from left to right because of the orbit of the Earth is spinning and it's going around the sun, and then the other planets are also going around the sun. So we're going to see them go from the eastern horizon to the western horizon, right? Um, but when we get inside, like I'm trying to see how if I always get I can't describe this very well. I always get stuck. So if when we get inside of the other planets, like right here, when we get inside of the other planet's orbit, it looks like the planet is moving backwards in the sky. So instead of going from the eastern to the western horizon, it appears to be sneaking back to the eastern horizon. So basically, it's an optical illusion created by the closeness or proximity to the planet. And what what it does is that planet seems to go over the same area of the sky 3 times. So it seems to pass over the first time, and then the retrograde part of what we usually talk about is the retrograde is phase 2. That's where everything backs up, and then we get to the outside or the regular orbit again, and it backs up, and it goes forward over that area for the third time. So we entered the shadow zone of Mercury retrograde. This is going from we're gonna start at 25 degrees of Libra. We're gonna back up to 10 degrees of Libra. So we enter 10 degrees Libra around September 6th or 7th. So thematically, any communication issues, any talking, like thoughts, thinking, blah blah blah, any of this stuff that is coming to you through your Libra relationships of friends, partners, and open enemies, uh, will be kind of under scrutiny for the second phase, or the retrograde of phase of this. See, I'm not talking very good, so just get into it. It's gonna be Mercury retrograde, okay? All right, so wherever you have 10 to 25 degrees of Libra in your chart, you are going to be experiencing over this period from September 26th into the 27th. It's like late Saturday into Sunday. Today's the first day of fall. It was the autumnal equinox a couple of hours ago, so we're officially in Libra season, so get into it. And wherever you have 10 to 25 degrees of Libra in your chart, that's where you are going to be experiencing these communication issues and reevaluating things through your relationships. It's going to come to you through other people. So this spring we had Mercury retrograde in Gemini, so it was about, what about me? What are my thoughts? Am I okay? Am I on point? What am I thinking? Am I getting my thoughts right before I send them out? This Mercury retrograde is going to seem to come at us through others, through the people in our life. And contrarily, we will be the other for the people in our life. Like, we're bringing it, like, basically everybody's just going to be annoying. Um, that's my official diagnosis on the matter. But let's see what else is happening. I was talking about, so Venus is in Scorpio right now. So Venus, what we attract and what we value and what we hold on to is what brings us grace, whatever. In Scorpio, Venus wants to like hold on to our partner and keep our partner tight, or whatever it is that we love. We're going to grasp onto it, and we're going to dig up anything about having to do with them. We're going to like really enjoy getting down into the muck and digging up like emotional entanglements and like really getting into it. So Venus being in Scorpio leading up to Mercury going retrograde, we're becoming like closely enmeshed and entangled and like getting our claws kind of sunk into this stuff, and then we're going to be reevaluating on the surface like what's going on deep down under there, if that makes sense. So Venus is going to go into the sign of Sagittarius on October 8th. So we're going to go into that clutching, obsessive jealous energy is gonna go, oh, freedom. We're gonna like bring it out into the light, and we're gonna this process of reevaluating during Mercury retrograde is gonna bring us to this Venus appreciating freedom, appreciating Sagittarius high-minded ideals, and kind of all that kind of thing. And then also, while this is happening, so okay, so on October 10th, what's going to happen is the sun that moves 1 degree every day is going to reach 16 degrees of Libra. So on October 10th, the sun is going to be catching up to Mercury retrograde, which is going backwards. So they're going to be conjunct on October 10th. So it seems to me like we're building up to an awareness or consciousness of this growing pattern of events that leads us to October 10th, and then it seems like we're gonna reach this intersection or this frenzied state, and then we're gonna break through. Because what also happens on October 10th is that Pluto will have gone direct. Like all 5 of the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, are all retrograde right now. So we've been in this like generational or social mass kind of reevaluation. And if you ain't aware of that, then I don't know what rock you're living under. But like October, see, I didn't even write down notes. I'm just looking out of this straight out of the ephemeris. I'm just looking at like dates and times. But Pluto's going to go direct around October 6th, and then around October 10th, Saturn is going to go direct. So it's going to be this Mercury retrograde meeting up to the sun, building up to these problems, and then we, boom, clear out of that. And Pluto and Saturn going forward means that we will be able to make constructive changes going forward. We won't be backed up anymore. So it's going to be this, it seems like to me, like my prediction about it is that we're going to be building up in frustration and intensity. And then once we get to that October 10th, it's like the dam is going to burst, and we're going to like, oh, fine, just fine, you know, move forward, move on, move along, like stop living in the past. It's going to be that type of like, get the fuck out of my way type of energy. So yeah, then Mercury retrograde goes from the 26th, the night of the 26th into the 27th. So this weekend, Saturday into Sunday. So starting this Sunday will be retrograde, and then Mercury goes direct on October 18th. So the next couple of weeks, we're dealing with this Libra energy. Our friends, our contacts, our associates, our partners, and our open enemies. So people having beef, this is the time to hash it out. People having relationship problems, this is the time to hash it out. You know what I mean? Like we're going to be kind of, and there's like a ton of things that I see with this. It's like unemployment just lapsed and ended. So like we're having 9 million people all of a sudden have to like maybe rely on their partners more, and that causes some tension. You know, things like this. There's like big social energies happening that could lead to people personally one-on-one becoming annoyed with each other. You know what I mean? And on a macro level, what I'm really excited about and kind of trepidatious, I mean, I don't know what is the thing, but if you ain't heard about IATSE voting to go on strike, like that's it is the moment, it is the tea. And so whenever something happens in Libra, that has to do with social issues. It has to do with democracy. Libra is the sign where we become democratized, where we start worrying about the other. Because Aries through Virgo and the 1st through the 6th house is all about personal development. So then when we come up from the underworld, right? What is this? Oh, look, I have a little thing. See how the Aries is over here and we kind of personally developed. And then when we get to Libra, that glyph, if you can see that, it's the Omega symbol with the line and then the little circle, the little half circle. It actually represents the sunset. And that is on the western horizon. And that the ancients kind of thought of that as like a portal to the underworld. That's where, you know, basically where we become aware of each other. That's where like the sun goes down into the depths. Like it's this whole thing. So Libra is the first sign where we start considering you. If Aries is I am, Libra is you are. And so Libra is the Apollonian ideals of like justice and democracy and having to like, it's that we're trying to live in a society here. You know what I mean? So if you go back and look at a bunch of stuff over time, uh, notable things happen when the moon is in Libra. Like, for instance, marriage equality a couple of years ago, when that all went through, the moon was in Libra. There was a recent Supreme Court justice thing where we were all on pins and needles, but the moon was in Libra, and it worked out in our favor. So when we're reevaluating in Mercury retrograde, it's a personal thing, but especially when it comes to the relational sign of Libra and how we deal with that en masse and with each other in society. Social awareness of social justice issues, bringing things to the forefront. Like, we're bringing stuff to the light. We want stuff to be beautiful. We want stuff to be aesthetic, and we want stuff to make sense. We want stuff to be harmonious, because Libra is ruled by Venus. So we want stuff to feel good. We want stuff to feel comfortable and right. And when shit is happening in Libra, we're gonna tip the scales to make that happen. So, anyways, if you don't support the IATSE strike, you're a punk bitch. And what does that mean? I've been putting some thought into this. So if IATSE really does go on strike, we're talking stop your streaming services, don't watch TV, any of these things where IATSE works on stuff. And this is international. It's the first letter, IATSE, international, blah, blah, blah. We need to shut down the profits for anything that has to do with IATSE. So don't watch TV. Cancel your... Oh, it's my cat. Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Cancel your streaming subscriptions. You know what I mean? Like, what are you willing to do in order to make sure that everybody else around here has a fair and living wage, that all the entertainment and media that we consume is going to be properly compensated for? Yeah. And I mean, we should be supporting like a higher minimum wage, universal basic income. Like, these are all things that could be coming up out of these conversations. So if you're not for the people, you ain't gonna win it. So sorry. And that's what I got. Mercury retrograde in Libra. Don't fuck it up.